You're alone. I make puppy dog eyes and remind him that without his assistance, I will both figuratively and literally end up sleeping with the fishes. He's unmoved. Guess you'll have to work fast then. Cruel. I sigh. So, thinking out loud here, I suppose the first course of action is to prop open his jaw somehow and scream for help. He holds up a hand. Can we stop to imagine this for a second? You're soaking wet, tangled in seaweed, and flailing around with thousands of fish on a tongue the size of a pickup truck. Even if you do manage to stand up, and that's a big if, you're still shouting for backup from inside a 10-foot mouth. I look like a sea monster, don't I? You do. No one is helping me, are they? They are not. Okay, in that case, I rub my palms together. I'll swing on his uvula and jab him in the barnacles until he spits me out. Benny's been shaking his head since uvula. There's so much wrong with what you just said. What are you jabbing him with? And don't say, my sword, obviously. Joy. He sounds exasperated, but he loves it when I do this. Why do you always have a sword? Where is this sword coming from? Listen, the only way I'd ever end up in this position is if there's an alternate universe in which I'm an actual pirate. So it's legit this time. I get a sword. I pause. Also a peg leg. 30 minutes of riffing and tangents go by in a flash. By the time Benny is ready to reveal the woman's true survival story, my limbs are loose, my cheeks hurt from smiling, and the power goes out with a startling whoosh. The three of us blink at one another as we remove our headphones, dazed in the sudden half-dark. It's not just us, right? I get up to check the breaker by the stairs. Everything is in order. You think it's the whole neighborhood? The house judders with another violent gust, and several cracks fire off outside. I spin around and regard the spray of dead palm fronds littering my private terrace, detritus from a neighbor upwind. Xander and I don't even own a palm tree. We all watch a plastic bag zip past the window and tangle in a nearby bush. Give me anything, any other weather but the Santa Ana winds, Mallory says. She's wearing her go-to outfit, training joggers with a tank top and Birkenstocks. Crossing her arms, she rubs her bare shoulders and shudders. Makes my skin crawl. My gaze lingers on her as I return to my seat. Throughout most of my marriage to Xander, my sister-in-law has remained an enigma. The distant, unflappable younger sister with whom he emigrated from Denmark as a child. It's only since she relocated to Los Angeles for our assistant producer job 6 months ago that she's begun to reveal these flashes of vulnerability, these tiny chinks in her armor. She's probably worried about the dry sagebrush lining the canyon between our house and hers, perfect kindling for a wildfire. I open my mouth to tell her it'll be okay. The fire department hasn't even issued a red flag warning yet. But then I remember the last time I lost power during a Santa Ana storm and keep quiet. They don't call this hot wind Satan's breath for nothing. Superstitiously, I rub the bronze-plated head of our Arthur Fonzarelli desk statue, the Fonz. Fonzie. He beams at me with both thumbs up. Ayy! He's been our lucky charm since Benny and I first topped the podcast charts, and I make a silent wish for a dose of his laid-back, happy days mojo right now. Well? Mallory shakes her limbs as if sloughing off a bad memory, and then she's back to business. Since we're just sitting here, Xander asked me to knock a few things off the to-do list. Benny turns to me. Where is he, anyway? Another damage control meeting with the lawyers, I say. Waking from my mid-morning nap, I'd watched from our bed as he styled his sleek blonde hair, one shade darker than Mallory's, while whispering his arguments to his reflection in the mirror. He looked tired. Tired, but handsome in his slim-fit navy suit. You just missed him. Mallory clears her throat, shifting our attention back to her. She reminds us that our deadline for new advertising partnerships is quickly approaching. We have multiple possibilities to choose from. Furniture e-tailers, website builders, emergency survival gear brands. And there are at least a half-dozen meal kit delivery services on the table. No food ads, I say. Mallory looks like she's about to counter, but Benny beats her to it. You heard her. She jots this down, and Benny and I agree.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.